Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Taylor Made. It is your host, Taylor Kaufman, and we are going to be dissecting my astrology sign. Is it really my astrology sign or is it my birth chart? I guess I don't really know the difference between those two, and I think I'm saying the exact same thing. And if I am, hey, go me. If I'm not, please correct me because I am new to this woohoo shit, okay? I am not very spiritual while I'm trying to be very spiritual. Growing up, I was raised Catholic, which yeah, that's all I have to say. I do not follow the Catholic faith anymore. I don't align with pretty much anything that it stands for. And I took a really big step away from religion when I was like 16 and I was going to be a doctor. So now in my early 20s, I am becoming very spiritual and I'm very woohoo and I believe in manifestation and the universe and divine timing and all of the things that a 22-year-old girl believes in. And before, I want to continue episodes talking about all of my woohoo shit, I wanted to dissect my birth chart with all of you because some of you guys know a lot more about this than I ever will. I have my birth chart up. I'm going to be giving you honest and firsthand not feedback, reactions to everything that I'm reading today. And if you guys resonate, think I'm funny, any of these things, give this podcast a like and 5 stars wherever you're listening. Let's go. Okay, to start, I was born on 7/12/04, so July 12th is my birthday. I was actually born at 7:12 in the morning, so somebody get their lottery tickets out because that's crazy. My big sign, my sun sign, is definitely Cancer. Obviously, I'm in July, that makes sense, but anytime when I was growing up and people were like, oh, you're a Cancer, so you're so emotional, I never resonated with that, and I didn't understand that like the big three existed, or you had like a moon rising or whatever. I didn't understand any of that. So now as an adult that I'm following that, it makes a lot more sense to me and my mix makes a lot more sense to me because I definitely don't resonate strictly with Cancer. The rest of my big three are my moon in Taurus and my rising in Leo, which those two make so much sense to me. Let's dive into it. As woo woo as I am, I do not know anything about anyone else's sign other than my own. So when people are like, I'm a Gemini, I'm like, okay, I don't even know what that means. When people tell me their star sign, I kind of just have an idea of when they were born. I know that like Geminis are kind of wishy-washy, I guess, but my best friend Emma's a Gemini, so she's also super woo-woo. So maybe she'd come up to me and be like, no, I am wishy-washy, but this is how, this is why, like I'm wishy-washy in relationships versus friendships. I don't know. Okay. Again, guys, I don't know. So do not take this as an advice session. It is not advice. I want you guys to psychoanalyze me because I am trying to psychoanalyze myself. So, like I said, when you think of a sun in Cancer, you think of the emotional, nurturing, sentimental girl. And that is not me, okay? Sure, I can be a little bit nurturing sometimes, and I can be emotional. I am in tune with my emotions, but I'm not like emotional. Multiple times throughout my life, I've considered myself a robot. I remember my freshman year of college, I was crying all the freaking time because I was so depressed. I was in a long distance relationship with somebody who didn't even want to be in a relationship with me. That's awesome. That's a whole episode on its own. I think the episode's going to be titled My Ex-Boyfriend's Gay, and let me tell you why. That's a whole thing. And if you guys want to hear that story, please tell me. But this long distance relationship, he did not want to be with me. He never talked to me. And if you've ever done long distance, you know that communication is key. So a lack of any communication, it's not going to do anyone well. So we broke up anyways. But I was more depressed than I think I've ever been in my life. I was crying all the time. And I kept saying the robot is malfunctioning. Like, Taylor doesn't know how to be emotional. I didn't know how to handle my emotions because I never had any emotions. So it was weird and it was a scary place to be in a scary time. I'm just glad that we're over that. And the robot is not back. I am happy to say the robot is not back. I'm not trying to be a robot. I do want to show emotion. I do like showing my emotion. Sometimes it's just hard for me because I'm so like stoic in who I show my emotions to. Another huge characteristic of a Cancer is they're super loyal, and that I resonate with completely. I feel like I'm so loyal to the people around me, whether it's friendships, whether it's family. I am very loyal to a fault to you until you ruin that loyalty. Then I'm gone. Then I'm done. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's boundaries. I think it's me knowing my boundaries, and I'm okay with that. I'm so content with that. But it's also funny because I am the first person to go off and talk about my emotions and then like write it down. Like, if you guys follow my Substack, you know that that's my first place I write down all my emotions. Well, my journal's my first place and then my Substack's my second. But even here, like, I'm talking to you guys in an emotional state. Like, I'm passionate about talking to you guys. So I very much am in tune with talking about my emotions. I just am not like a crier. I don't cry. And when I do, you know something's wrong. Like, I always say to the men I'm talking to, if I'm crying, like, you need to get your shit together. And I mean that in the nicest way. Well, well, next, my rising sign, which to my knowledge, your rising sign is like how people see you or like their first impressions of you. But I guess I don't really know. Okay, I totally ChatGPT'd it. ChatGPT says my Taurus moon rising essentially is my emotional world. This is the placement that makes you crave stability, even when your life is constantly evolving. So I probably love pretty spaces, a chic office. It's all very Taurus moon. Healed with good food, cozy blankets, shopping, or redecorating. I am loyal almost to a fault, but I hate being rushed. Okay, awesome. So that's basically saying that all of the retail therapy I do is helping me. Awesome. Okay, guys, that wraps up today's podcast. I really need to go shopping. That's essentially what that just told me. This also explains why you seem drawn to building things that last, whether that's businesses, brands, communities, or relationships. Which T, because I definitely think that's a part of like being loyal to a fault. I have such a hard time acquiring a roster. Acquiring's not the right word. I can acquire a roster. I have a hard time holding a roster. I don't know how to talk to more than one man at a time because I'm going to mix up your names. I'm going to mix up information about you guys. Like, I can't be doing a roster. I need like one two-man on the team max. Like, I have candidates that are waiting to be pulled into the portal, but that's not a roster though, you know? Like, I just can't with the roster. Also, by ChatGPT psychoanalyzing me, they say when I am emotionally overwhelmed, I do not want advice, which I think I resonate with. I think I resonate with that. I feel like I take advice, and that's like where it's almost, one of my weaknesses is when I am super overwhelmed. Constructive criticism is really hard for me to handle. It's like I need a space to be supported so that I can get to the solution on my own. I just realized the vacuum was in the background of all of that footage. So I'm your super aesthetic girl, guys. I'm just like so aesthetic. Also, what's funny about this saying I'm super into redecorating and everything is in high school for like a short blimp of time, I was like, I need to be an interior designer because that's the only thing that brings me peace and brings me like happiness, which was only fun for about 10 minutes. It does definitely show that I love to redecorate. I love doing things. I love remodeling my house. I love doing DIYs. I love everything in that realm. I was also the person when at 3 a.m. I couldn't sleep, I'd get up and I'd start rearranging my bedroom. So my bed and my TV has been in every single corner of my room. And when I wanted to mount my TV, my parents were like, absolutely not, girl. You are up moving that thing every single day. And once we drill these holes in the wall, you can't just go back and change your mind. Needless to say, I now have my TV on a swivel. So, what does that say about me? I don't know. Okay, now I'm understanding. Taurus is how I see myself versus my Leo rising is how everyone else sees me. Guys, I don't know. I can't lie, I don't know. But let's go into my Leo rising. This is honestly one of my favorite placements for you. People probably assume you're incredibly confident, outgoing, funny, charismatic, and naturally a leader. Okay, gas me up. Yes. This is so funny. This lines up perfectly with you. Leading a newsroom, hosting a podcast, wanting to build yourself a personal brand, enjoying interviews and storytelling, and gravitating towards entrepreneurship. Hey! Leo risings tend to end up on stage somehow, even if they didn't plan to, which is hilarious. And if anyone who knows me and grew up with me knows this, my senior year of high school, I decided I wanted to go out for the musical. No experience. I was on show choir, but that was like, I didn't sing, I didn't act, none of that. So it was such a different thing for me to try. And I went in full force. I completely devoted myself to the musical. And I always was like, I didn't know that inner star was in me. And I ended up getting a star tattooed on my wrist because of that. I felt very in tune with my body and my emotions when I was performing on stage. And I didn't realize that was something that was so important to me until I did it, until I signed up. So that is hilarious that it says that. Like I know that about myself and it just makes me feel good. It just makes me feel good that it's like being confirmed. And it's also it makes you feel good because all of these people are like the woo woo shit is fake. Clearly it's not. Like I'm so sorry but it's literally not. This is exactly me. Leo rising is main character energy and I resonate with that. Like, you guys know I am the main character. I am that bitch. And I know that about myself. I am a leader. I am a host. I have like a strong personality. Even when I'm going out coaching, like, these girls recognize that I have this presence about me, that it's not arrogance. It's just the confidence to enter a room and like fill it basically. Okay, this is funny. ChatGPT says why this combo is so interesting is that Cancer is telling you to protect your feelings, Leo rising is telling you to make it entertaining, and Taurus moon is how can we process all of these feelings over brunch with our girls. That is hilarious and that is so me. I am going out on a night out being like, okay, I need to protect my energy, but I'm also going to be the most entertaining person ever. And then the next morning, we're all going to laugh about it and talk about it. I am following, and this is making me want to be even more woo woo than I already am. Like, y'all think I'm annoying now, just wait, because now I have evidence behind it. Okay, it's given me a 5 bullet point list of checks of things that I've done, and I'm going to tell you if it's right or wrong. First of all, it says, my unofficial diagnosis of your chart. You are basically somebody who cries during Pixar movies. I don't think I do that. Again, I'm not like a crier. I don't do that. But you know what movie I do cry at every single time without fail? Freaking Coco. Oh my god. That shit is so sad. It is so sad. I love that little guy. I love that little guy and his little dad or whatever. Is it his dad or love Coco? Love me some Coco. And also in combination with Encanto, the songs kind of mix in my brain a little bit, but every time I hear it, like me encanto, I love that shit. Oh my god, it is so good. Like Disney did their big one with that one. Next, accidentally becomes the leader of every group project. This was definitely a thing in high school and early college. Once I got to UW Madison and was surrounded by people who really do want to be leaders and take charge, I took a step back because like it says, accidentally becomes the leader. These people are like, no, I lead. And I'm like, okay, hey, go ahead. I'm not going to overstep them unless they're doing something wrong. And then I'm not going to tell them I'm overstepping them. I'm just going to do it. Next, romanticizes everything. Check. Here I am, literally romanticizing my life and making my shit with my woo woo. Like, I always am like, oh, things are happening for me, not to me. I'm manifesting. I speak a lot of things into the universe. I just manifested myself a brand new car. I was like, no, guys, I'm going to get a brand new car of my dreams. It's going to be in my price range, all of these things. I kept telling everyone I knew, I was like, no, I'm getting a new car. I'm getting a new car. You just wait. Guess who got a new car in her price range? That would be me. Next, wants a beautiful apartment, beautiful career, beautiful relationship, and beautiful coffee order. You guys, check, 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 check. Like, that is so me. I am so aesthetic and I try to make everything in my life so aesthetic. On social media, obviously, I'm aesthetic, but also real as fuck. Like, I am me, but I try to be as aesthetic as I can be. But sometimes aesthetic isn't funny. Like it's not attainable. You know, me waking up at 6 a.m. is not going to be aesthetic. It is going to be me being like, what the fuck am I doing this early? A beautiful relationship, duh. Everyone wants a beautiful relationship. Like, freaking duh. Like, that doesn't really apply. But like a beautiful career, yes, of course. A beautiful coffee order. You guys see me make my drinks every day. Like, I am making them so beautifully. And with if I had edible glitter, I can get that. I probably should. Should put that in my drinks. I would love a little glittery drink. Like, that would make my day. And having a beautiful coffee order, a beautiful Red Bull drink, like, that is going to make my day. Having a pretty drink is going to improve my day and improve my quality of life. This one really got my ass. Okay, the last one says I'm done dating and then downloads Hinge again 2 weeks later. Oh! Oh, okay. And now we're just, we're catching strays, all right? What the fuck? Okay, another segment of my birth chart analysis on chat is the dating report, which I'm a little confused about because it gives me a couple of questions about how I like react to dating. And if you guys listen to the last episode, I went into Taylor's like dating 101. So let's read these off and reflect. And if I contradict myself, please tell me because I don't know what I said last week. So the first question is, why am I attracted to emotionally unavailable men? I don't know if I am. I don't know if I've I don't know if I believe that men are emotionally available. Hey, hot take. I don't know if men are. I think men are so just like stone cold simple man and not in like a I need to provide for my family. No, just in their brain doesn't work as fast as any of ours. So they are just like, and 1 plus 1 is 2 and 2 plus 2 is 4. It is so true that when you're dating an engineer, their brain works so much differently. Like they are in such engineer brain mode. It's not even funny. And I can't hate because I could never. I just think it's funny how their brain processes things versus like us creatives over here, how our brain is like, and X equals Y, but also like 1 plus 1 isn't always 2. We are get freaky and weird, and engineer brains don't get freaky and weird. They're very 1 plus 1. Why am I attracted to confidence? Maybe because I am confident. Maybe because I talked to this one guy who wasn't confident at all. I think I touched on this last episode. And it felt like I was a mother and I don't want to mother. It very much felt like I was bringing along somebody to something I was already doing. It wasn't like we were going on a date together. It was like, oh, I'm going bowling and you're coming with, which was not the vibe. Why do I simultaneously crave independence and constant reassurance? Because I don't want you hitting my line every single day, but I also don't want to go a week without hearing from you. Like, damn, I didn't know that was like a bad thing. I need constant reassurance of like, hey, I'm thinking about you, but I need that independence from my man. Like, I don't know. Also, constant reassurance is like a crazier term than just reassurance. And I think that making somebody your boyfriend or like making somebody your girlfriend is a reassuring thing in itself, but you do need to continue showing up. Me and my best friend Emma have been talking a lot about like courting and what the difference is between like talking to somebody and somebody courting you. And that's been like the term of the summer is we want men to court us. What happened to striving for impression? Like you are supposed to be impressing me. I'm supposed to walk away from each date like impressed by you. What happened to that? Why all of a sudden and am I like, hey, can we like go out? And he's like, sure. No, baby, you should be begging. You should be begging for my attention because I don't have that much attention to give. And if I'm giving it to you, you should be proud. Okay, next it's all about my career, which, hey, if you know what my career is, please tell me because I'm losing the plot a little bit. When I think about like what I'm passionate about, it was just storytelling, hence the journalism and marketing degree. But then it kind of grew into so much more. It's like I'm passionate about the storytelling, but I'm passionate behind the research behind it and audience engagement. And I'm also passionate about being an entrepreneur and creating my own schedule and lifestyle and setting my own goals for myself. But also, obviously, if you're here today listening, I love publicly speaking. And that's not, going in front of a podium and talking, sitting in front of a podcast and talking to you guys either. I just love speaking about my experiences and speaking about the research that I do. It sounds silly, but this simple presentation at the end of a like student project or group project in school, that's my favorite part. Doing all the research is fun. Well, it can be fun, but getting to express and verbalize all of the work you've been doing and all of the dedication and effort you've put into it, that's my favorite part. And so it should be no surprise to anyone that I started a podcast. Like, I love speaking, I love talking. And if you're here and you have listened to anything I've had to say, I love talking and I love talking to myself because I'm the funniest person I know. Henceforth, I think my birth chart makes that sense. I think my Leo rising is so much of that, so much of me stepping up and being there and being the presenter of everything I do. I think that makes complete sense. A few things that chat is telling me is that I need emotional security, which, hey, catching yet another stray. I learned through communication. which makes sense considering I got a journalism degree. It says I have strong intuition, which I like to say that I have good intuition. I don't know if I've had that many instances where I need to use that much intuition. I guess when I think of intuition, I think like, oh, he's cheating on me. And I've never felt that way. I've never been like, oh, my partner is cheating on me. But I do have a strong intuition of like, he's not talking to anyone else. And I normally am right about that, which I guess is good. I guess I'm not getting cheated on that often, which is good, I think. The one thing it does say on here that I do disagree with is I have a difficulty letting things go. I think that I prolong letting things go for as long as I can, and then the second that like something happens and my flip is switched, my switch is flipped, my flip is switched, my switch is flipped, I am immediately like, yep, and I'm done. And I am very good at turning the next page and moving on, and I like that about myself. I think that's good. Overall, I think my chart is like basically dead on. I think the only thing I would change is me being like a Cancer sun, but I think my other two of my big three are so strong that they kind of overpower the Cancer sun. Because again, when you think of a Cancer, you're like, she's so emotional, she cries, she's, all of these things. But no, I'm not emotional sad. I think I'm emotional dramatic. I express things a lot. I have very quick facial expressions and I feel very deeply about things very quickly. I just don't feel sadness a lot of the time. And I am grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. I have never really been in a situation where I feel overly sad or I feel overly emotional about something. It is often that I feel overly mad. But I think the rising Leo and my moon in Taurus makes so much sense because of the way I've built my career so far. Building my own nail company, building my own podcast company, growing my brand of myself, I have learned to do it all by myself. And I don't want help necessarily. I would love advice in all of these things, but doing it by myself is a part of the fun for me. Learning through action is a part of the fun for me. And overall, let's revert back. My passion is storytelling. I love telling stories. I love telling my own stories. I loved my journalism degree. I loved, telling stories of these athletes that didn't always have a platform to speak for themselves. I spent so much time telling the stories of somebody else, though, that it feels so refreshing to tell my own story. Whether I'm talking about dating, friendships, anything, whether I'm talking about anything that's going on in my life, I just love being here and talking and expressing and using this as a platform to express how I feel about everything. And I think that Leo rising is really showing there, which is so fun. It's so fun connecting the dots and being able to see, oh, this makes sense. This is why I act this way. It's just like, and of course, I'm going to make a golf reference. Like, duh, it's tailor made. Like, of course, I'm going to make a golf reference. It's just like when you're swinging, you're swinging, you're swinging, and you can't understand why your club is hitting the ball in a certain way. And then you like watch back footage or somebody watches your swing and you're like, oh, I'm opening up. Oh, I'm dipping my shoulder. Like, it's so refreshing to have a solution that you can like visualize and you can see. And I don't even know where I was going with that. Honestly, I don't even care. I just love like being able to psychoanalyze and build and tell stories through that building process and chasing. And let me correct myself. I don't love to chase men. I hate chasing men. I do not chase men. But chasing that next goal, chasing my own personal goals is one of my favorite things. I love working towards my goals. And so chase is such a bad word. And so let's rephrase. Let's try not to say that again. We are not chasing. Everything is attracting us, but we are working for those goals and we are actively pursuing that goal, whatever it is. For me, my last goal was my new car. My second goal is this. Like, I am actively pursuing this and pursuing a role in podcasting and a role in the podcast world. But it's just the process of like, I am giving my full effort for this. Obviously, I have so much other stuff going on, so I can't give this 1,000% of my effort. But the effort that I can give it, I'm giving that 100%. And I am just so excited to see like where this grows and if anything, can happen from it. But yeah, it is awesome to know that what my birth chart is telling me makes sense, makes complete sense in my life and kind of shows me and gives me like a clear picture of who I am as a person. And everybody wants to call it woo woo, and you know what? That's fine. I'm woo woo, I'm crazy, I'm all the things, but if it gets me through the day, it gets me through the day. And the universe has everything in store for me, and I am following divine timing. Everything has already been laid out. I am just here to accept it, and I'm attracting all of these next opportunities that I have in front of me. And if my birth chart says that I am an aesthetic girl who wants like financial stability and, a loving husband one day, I don't think that's crazy. I honestly think that that's what every 22-year-old girl wants. Like, tell me I'm wrong. That is me. This is my birth chart. That is my astrology sign. I don't know if I'm missing anything. All I've ever heard about is the big three. So if I'm missing anything, please tell me. I do have the CoStar app and I've been trying to dig deeper into that. But sometimes the CoStar app catches too many strays and I'm like, oh, hey, whoa, what are we doing? What are we doing? I need you to back off. And I have to, close out my tabs and get away from the CoStar app. But I feel very inspired almost. I'm like, okay, like period. And it's kind of nice. Like, I've always felt like I'm an open book. And so reading your birth chart, it makes you feel more of exposed in a way. But I think it's a positive thing. I think it's exposed me in a way where I feel more confident in myself and I can see my weaknesses. I can see my flaws. Nobody's perfect. Duh. But I am working with what I have and I'm doing the best I can with what I have. And I love that I can see it so clearly. Yes, I know I can be overly emotional, like overly dramatic. I know that about myself. That's kind of what makes me so entertaining is that I'm overly emotional. I'm overly expressive. Nobody is going to be like, oh, Taylor, she's shy and timid. No, baby. No, nobody's ever felt that in their lives. And if they have, I've probably been drugged. My life is insane and my birth chart definitely shows that and highlights all of that. And you know what? That's what makes it tailor made. And if you guys enjoyed today's episode, please give it a like, give it 5 stars on any listening platform you're at. All my listening platforms have just the audio. YouTube and Substack have the video. If you want to see my beautiful face, you know where to find me. If you are already watching the video, hi, you know it. You love me. You love all the things. And if in the beginning of this video you saw the vacuum in the background, enjoy. Hey, enjoy it. What's that one? Is it Debbie Ryan where she's like, it's a party every day. Enjoy. That's how I feel. I'm like, it's part of the fun, isn't it? It's all a part of the fun. Go follow me on Instagram and TikTok, both Taylor.Kaufman. I actually just posted a TikTok today in the set that I'm wearing because I just bought it from Gap. You guys know me. You know I love Gap. I will ride or die for Gap Inc. And I had some money to spend. Well, that I have some money to spend, I don't know. But we had some new clothes come in and I had to spend my money on them because they were so cute. We got new mock necks in, and you guys, when I tell you these are the cutest things ever, I think we got a total of 5 new ones in. I ended up getting a brown with blue writing that says Gap and then a maroon with pink writing that says Gap. Did I completely oversize? Yes. I think I got the double X and it is huge, but I love it. A mock neck that's oversized, like that is divine. That is delicious. And I don't want it to be fall yet. I don't want it to get cold, but I can't wait until there's a brisk wind and it's not 95 degrees and I can throw on my mock neck. Thank you guys so much for listening. I love you all. Have the best day ever, and I will see you all next week. Bye.